Hello again, everyone. This is Bob Martin, the RC sub guy with the Nautilus Drydocks.com. Got another project to share with you. It's a little bit of a famous boat. If you follow my channel, you'll have seen it earlier getting retrieved from the bottom of a lake. The good news is fully repaired, fully upgraded, and ready to ship out to the new owner. I'm going to have a little bit of an overview, show you what it's like inside and out. And then a little later on, we'll show you how it ran during her maiden voyage. All right, as you can see, what I have before me, the US Gato class submarine from World War II, certainly the most populous submarine in the US Navy at that time. This is based on the Revell of Germany kit in 1/72nd scale. It's a styrene plastic kit, and it lends itself exceptionally well to conversion to remote control. What I will say about these kits is because they are styrene plastic, the small intricate details that you'll see, such as the railings and guns, are more prone to breakage than you might find from a larger, more dedicated RC submarine hull that would be typically made from like a resin or ideally a white metal product. But all of that said, beautiful boat and absolutely beautiful RC model that works exceptionally well. Let me show you a little bit more about what this looks like and what goes into it. All right, this is the overall package. The new owner sent me a radio. This is a WFly 75 megahertz 8-channel radio system, and we threw a receiver in there, a Sombra Labs SL8 receiver. This is a subdriver, one of the original Gato 2.5-inch subdrivers sold through Caswell and through the Nautilus Drydocks for a little while. Just taking a quick look here, you can see we heat shrinked the drive shafts on the back, and that's because it's a little bit funky and fun to line up two ends of a dog bone drive shaft. We made it a little bit easier. These are shrinked onto the ends of the dog bone adapters and makes it a little easier to install in the back. Got some magnetic linkage connectors there. We've got the output for the air pump and the input for the air pump here. Twin brushed motors, twin servos, one for rudder and one for rear dive-planes. Got electronic speed controller. It's the air pump for the ballast system and the main receiver there. Now you can see this strip around the outside, and that is actually the result of a repair that I just finished up because this tube had ended up splitting because the tolerances weren't correct. It was a little bit too tight and just found a little imperfection and snapped it, so I replaced it. The piece of perfect polycarbonate there. It's fully tested. Works really, really well. Here's our main ballast tank, ballast servo, and our vent valve. And going into the back, we've got our main drive motor, a 1500 milliamp hour lithium polymer battery, a remote on-off switch, and forward servo for the bow planes. So just taking a look at the boat, it was originally built by a gentleman by the name of Steve Neill out of California. Did a great job. All he did really was some additional weathering, and you'll see the hull split that's engineered for this boat is actually really, really cool. And since we're at that point anyway, why don't I show you how you get into it? All right, access to the hull. You can see this little fitting, this like cleat on the back there. That threads into a hole and locks everything down, so that is hidden, so you don't actually see any exposed fasteners or anything for this particular boat when it's all done up. Simply grab the hull at the back. We're just going to give it a little tug backwards, and the entire hull lifts right off. You can see some aluminum clips there that help keep everything aligned. The air intake that goes to this like a snorkel tube up at the top. And by the way, the entire tower does remove magnetically. Just lift it off. It's secured exceptionally well, but it does come off really easily for transport. Taking a look on the inside, you can see all of the ballast weights and everything inside, as well as some flotation foam and the forward dive plane. So we're going to go ahead and put the cylinder in, and we'll show you how that all works. All right, it might be a little tricky to show you, but it's actually a fairly simple process. We're just going to slip it in from this middle section past these little bulkheads and push this to the rear stern of the boat. Once we get a little bit closer there, we'll just move these drive shafts out of the way so that they come straight into their adapters in the main drive shafts there. There we go. Drop this down. And there's an orientation pin on the inside there, and that locks everything from moving forward and back. We can tuck in our hoses alongside our antenna. And then we've got this aluminum clip that goes over this pin. And you just swivel that, and that locks the cylinder down. It can't move forward and back. We've got magnetic connections. We'll just simply let those latch on all by themselves, well, just like that. And after we make up our ballast intake connection, we're now ready to test everything out. All right, antenna up, transmitter on, always transmitter first. Then we're going to use our fob here, hit the on button. Heard the pump kick in there for a second, and we can test some of the functions out here. We've got our forward dive planes, we've got lots of good throw there. Moving to the back, we've got our rudder, and we've got our dive plane override, but that is all, by the way, on an automatic pitch controller. And then we got throttle here as well. All right, last thing we need to do now that we've checked all of the functions and they're all working properly, just got to get the upper hull on. And to do that, we just simply lay out this hose, drop the upper hull on, squeeze in these little tabs on the side, squeeze this together and push it forward. All these tabs lock everything down. This is now in place. If I get this hose out of the way, there we go. And then we screwed around the back, and we're ready for the pond. So why don't I show you now how it performed for its maiden voyage in the community swimming pool. It'll give you a little bit of a spoiler. It worked really good. Well, there you go, everyone. Quick overview of this Revell of Germany 1/72nd scale Gato class RC submarine, all finished up, painted, weathered, trimmed, tested, and ready to go to the new owner. Hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, by all means, reach out to me anytime. Bob at rc-sub.com. I'd love to hear from you. Again, my name is Bob Martin, the RC sub guy with the Nautilus, Drydocks.com. Thanks for joining me, and we'll catch you next time.